And I'm Dr. Chalmers, answering questions from questions@chalmerswellness.com. So I got a question in that I really feel like I want to elaborate a lot longer on, so we're going to make a podcast video about this as well. But people started asking about all of my new leaning towards cannabis and how much I like cannabis and that type of thing. I want to make something real clear. It's not that I'm saying that everybody should go out and use cannabis for fun and to get, for recreation and that type of thing. My big push is to give an alternative to opioids. In 2019, over 50,000 families were destroyed by opioid addiction causing death, whether it was accidental death or suicide. It was over 50,000 people in 1 year. My family's been personally touched by this. One of my cousins died from an accidental overdose of opioids, so I know how devastating they can be to a family. And so my goal is to give any option we can to help people just have options. Tramadol, which is prescribed all the time, is one of the leading causes of death amongst that category of drug, that opioid category of drug, because it's prescribed so often. It's one of the weaker opioids to use anyway. People, what about fentanyl? What about Oxycontin? They're highly deadly, extremely deadly, but they're not prescribed as much as you think they are. Tramadol is given out all the time. It's the strongest medication a nurse practitioner or physician's assistant can give, and a lot of doctors feel that it's the safest that they can hand out, even though it causes the most death out of all the category of drugs. So all I'm trying to do is say, look, we need to have other options for doctors to use. We can get into terpenes and all that type of stuff specifically later for different inflammation issues, different schizophrenia, ADD, epilepsy, that type of thing. But it's not that I'm like, hey, we should all go out and have a great time. I want to give doctors more availability to treat their patients in a way that might be less deadly, less addictive, and still get the job done. So we're going to make a podcast about it, but I want to come out and give a quick heads up because you're going to start seeing more and more about that. So that's really kind of where it is. So check out the podcast. It'll be on the YouTube and the Rumble at Dr. Chalmers 1. But it's going to be a bigger thing in the future. So just start getting used to that. Thanks.